Hey everybody, it's Dina Rica with the Creativity Cave, and today I have some yummy treats, but these are all things that I'm going to show you how you can decorate and give as gifts this holiday season, and they're all so easy. So first of all, I'm going to start with this tin of tea. I actually found this at Walmart. It's really, really cute. And I think a lovely gift. It comes in this beautiful tin, but I thought we could totally decorate this for the holidays. So actually, let's see. Got to make sure I'm grabbing the right piece of paper. So I've cut some of my Merry Little Christmas DSP, and I love this pattern with the black and white because I think it goes great with this aqua and copper color on here. I cut, I believe this is 3 7/8 inches wide by 12, and it wasn't quite long enough to get all the way around my tin of tea. So what I'm going to do to kind of finish this up, and we'll have the nice pretty side out first, is I'm going to hold this right here, and then I actually have taken one of our Memories and More cards. So Memories and More come in, it actually comes in a cardboard box, but I put mine in a clear stamp case. But there's all these cards in here. They are certainly geared towards memory keeping with our Memories and More albums, but what I have found is kind of one of my favorite things to do with these is the and more part, which is create different projects with them. So I have several to show you, but the first thing I'm going to do is I grabbed one of these cards, and I'm actually going to use this side. I trimmed just a little bit off of it so that it would fit on here because it's just a little too long, and then I lined it with some black cardstock. Now what I'm going to do is attach the black cardstock to each side of my printed paper so that it will stay on the tin and keep it all nice and decorated fancy. So to do that, I'm going to just run some black adhesive, and this is 3 7/8 by 3 inches. And then of course the Memories and More cards are 3 by 4. So that's why I needed to trim it down just a touch. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I've got it adhered on the one side. I'll give it a good burnish just so it stays in place. And then I'm going to adhere it to the other side of the DSP. Now, if your recipient doesn't like the DSP, they can rip it off if they want, I guess. I mean, that would be kind of a sacrilege, but once it's theirs, they can do whatever they feel is right. Okay, so I'm burnishing both sides just so it sticks on here nicely. Center it up, and you can see it's a cute little decoration. Now, on my Memories and More card, I'm going to stamp with the stamp, which is the Carols of Christmas. Sorry, it was just my stamp case was just out of reach. And I'm just going to stamp Peace on Earth. I will do that in some black ink because that kind of goes with my theme here. I've got that inked up nice. Let me scooch my stuff out of the way. I've kind of got a mess here. And then I'm just going to stamp that like so. Peace on Earth. So that looks cute. And we'll adhere this right onto our tin. And I'll put kind of a little bit of extra adhesive just to make sure it stays on there nicely. And there we go. Now we can jazz this up just a little further. Take some of our black shimmer ribbon and just add a little bow at the top like so. And I think this makes for just such a classy looking gift. Now if you wanted to, you could also, and I'll just adhere this like so right on there. And isn't that a great looking gift? And I think, you know, gift giving is one of those things where it's not so much the gift, but definitely the idea behind it, of course. And then when you are going to dress things up like this, it just makes it so nice. And obviously it makes you really stand out as far as your gift giving. I can even further take and just put a little piece of DSP on the top. I just measured it. And then I'll adhere it like so. Now here's the tricky thing. So if I put this on here, it's got this thing, but I'm going to have to take this off because, you know, otherwise they won't have a choice. They'll have to rip it. So I'm going to take that off. Oh well. Hopefully they won't think I regifted this or something horrible. Probably not. All right. Now I rounded the corners actually using my envelope punch board. It's actually very effective for a corner rounder, but isn't that cute? I just think this jazzes this up so nicely. Okay, now that one was easy. Let me show you another gift that's super easy. So here I was also at Walmart and they have these Land O'Lakes cocoa packets. They come in all sorts of flavors. They're 50 cents each. Then I took some of my treat tubes and filled them with what I believe to be an amazing idea. And those are little mini marshmallows. Now, I got this idea from my friend Kelly. She had made some of these for her team at our local onstage that we just attended. So let me show you how I'm going to dress this one up. I'm going to use the same exact supplies. So I've got my Merry Little Christmas DSP. This time I'm using the other side, which is the fun background. And in this case, oops, let's see. I want to put my adhesive on the end here. And what I'm going to do is wrap it around and sort of crease the edges as I go. And I'm adhering it to itself so you can slide this off if you want. So there is my little wrap around the edge. And then I have another Memories and More card. Just like this. I also trimmed this one slightly so that it would fit on here nicely. I'm going to, I did just get, I think that's just a little adhesive. Yes, it came off. Whew. So I do have this Memories and More card, and I'm going to stamp that one as well. I also have another stamp from my Carols of Christmas, although what did I do with it? Oh, it's just right here. Okay, so I will stamp this one in Cherry Cobbler to kind of coordinate, sorry, with my stamp, or, you know, the colors on here. Okay, and again, I think I just trimmed a little bit off. I'll have all the specific dimensions on my blog post for you. And the link to that is in the description of this video, so you can check that out. Okay, now I want to adhere this right onto my package, and look at how simple this is. I mean, it's really easy. So I'm going to take and just put some adhesive right on here. That way I don't worry about getting it on the part of my package that I don't want it on. I'll just center that up. And there we go. Such a cute and simple packaging idea. And by the way, they coordinate. Okay, one more package to share with you. So I bought these, came in a package of 3 things of caramel corn, and I think it was such a great idea. These are Harry and David Moose Munch dark chocolate popcorn. Yum. And these are such cute little packets, but they're kind of boring like this, of course. So I thought, ooh, how could I dress this up? So what I did is I took my package here and I grabbed a ruler and I measured the package. So it is about 7.5 inches, so maybe 7 3/4 just to be safe, by 3.5 inches, and then about 1.5 inches thick. Okay, so I took those measurements and I actually just figured out on a piece of scrap paper. I'm trying to see if I still have the piece of paper I was doing this on. But I took those measurements and calculated what I would need in order to make a little box. Okay. So I'm just looking for a Post-it that's big enough. Okay. So let's see. I think I said 7 3/4 by 3.5 by 1.5, right? Okay. So it's 7 3/4 inch long and then 1.5 inch tall. So my box is going to be 1.5 inch high, right? So for this length of my box, I need it to be 1.5 plus 7 3/4 plus 1.5. So 7 3/4 plus 1 1/2 plus 1 1/2 is equal to 10 3/4. Okay, then I've got the 3.5 inch side by 1.5 plus 1.5 is equal to, so that's 6.5. I might have done the 6 3/4. Let's measure this quick, because let me show you the final box, and that is this. How cute is this? Oops, there we go. Okay, so let me show you. Yeah, I did 3 3/4. So we'll just change that. It will all be correct on my blog. Okay, so then when you open this up, what I decided is I could put this in here, and look how perfect it fits. So that is my custom size box, and you can see I just, I scored on the sides and made the box. Okay, so let me draw that out for you on one more Post-it. Okay, so I'm going to score all sides at 1.5. Okay. And then I'm going to cut right here, 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 and here, and then fold on all the other score lines. Now for the bottom of the box, you're going to do exactly the same, but you're going to actually cut off 1/8 or 1/16, either one, of an inch on two sides. So the top and the bottom. Okay. And what that does is it makes the bottom of your box ever so slightly smaller than the top, and then that makes putting the box together really easy, but it's not loose. It's just, there's just a little bit of wiggle room in there. Okay, and the box is made, bottom is made exactly the same. You're still going to score on 1.5 inch on all the sides, and then that way it gives you just a slightly smaller box. Okay, so anyway, to finish this off, let me show you how I did this portion of it. I just adhered one of my foil snowflakes to the top of the box, and I die cut the oval in white and then the scalloped oval in black. I'm going to stamp Merry Christmas from Our Family to Yours in black ink, and that is from the stamp set Snowflake Sentiments. It has a lot of really great sentiments. I'll bring it in here in just a second. So I'm just going to stamp that right on here, and then coming back to my my Carols of Christmas stamp set. There's a little holly leaf in there, so I'm going to color that with my markers. And this is just Old Olive and Cherry Cobbler. I loved adding a little splash of color onto this black and white packaging, like so. And then I'll adhere these. And then for the rest, I just did a zigzag of ribbon underneath. So I'll show you how that works. So you can just grab one of your snowflakes. They come in gold and silver, and then actually a third color, which is white on the back, and you can use whichever ones you want. Now, I think this is going to make a super cute Christmas card. So let's actually do that. Let me cut a piece real quick of printed paper. Sorry. impromptu idea. All right, so I have a 5 1/4 by 4 inch piece of paper. Ooh, you know what? I'm actually going to trim that a little bit down. Okay, so I trimmed it down to 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And again, all this will be on my blog. So I could put a nice black layer on here. I think that just kind of adds a little punch to this. Okay, so again, this is going to coordinate with my gift. You can give this to the same person, or you can spread the cheer and mail this to somebody else. It's up to you, no judgment. Okay. Then the, oops, don't you hate when it's not quite straight? Okay, the last thing that I will do is take those pieces and adhere them. So I'm just going to put a little fast fuse on here for my cute little silver snowflake. I'm then going to take and do a zigzag of my ribbon. Now to do that, I'm simply running, and I'm doing this carefully because there's, you know, all kinds of ridges to this snowflake, but I'm just running a little bit of fast fuse across here. I'll take and run my ribbon like so, all the way across so it sticks out. We like that peak of red because that gives it a nice pop of color on this kind of black plaid background. Okay, and I'm going to put this on top just to make sure it does peek through, and it does. And then we'll trim that excess as soon as I find my scissors. No, I don't know what happened to my good ones. Hopefully this will cut. There we go. Okay, we'll pop that up right above and below our ribbon. And then we'll mount it onto a white card base. That way it's easy to write on. So isn't this cute? Oh my gosh, I love this DSP. It's so much fun. If you saw my blog over the weekend, I made a really cute advent calendar using the same DSP and pizza boxes. Okay, so I'll just adhere this to my card, and look at how fun this card is. That was actually not planned. I didn't have plans to make a card in this video, but oh well, you know, you're kind of getting your money's worth, I think, on this. Okay, so there's my card and coordinating package. Now, the one last thing that I did was I took another one of those Memories and More cards. It's the best time of the year, and here's where you can write a message to whomever is the receiver of this gift. I'm checking because this is kind of an old marker, yeah, and it's not going to write very well. It's kind of, let's just say, well loved. Let's see, I might have another one. Oops, wrong end. There we go. Okay. So, wishing you a very Merry Christmas. Love, the Ricos. So, I think this is just a fun little thing to put inside our box. And so there's a nice little message on the inside, and then the box is all ready to go. So I hope I've given you some great ideas for gift giving this holiday season. You can take just really simple gifts and really jazz them up. Of course, any of these would be amazing with some gift cards in them if you wanted to give like a little bigger gift than just a treat. And I think they're easy to create and fun to make, and a matching card to go with it. So thanks so much for joining me. Of course, all of these supplies are available in my online store. Please check the link in the description of this video for my online store. There's links for all the products that I've used at the bottom, or you can just go to my blog and see all the details, including photos and dimensions of all these projects. Thanks again, guys. Happy stamping. Bye-bye.